Why should we believe in God's existence? This is a question that has echoed through the corridors of human history, a question that has captivated the minds of philosophers, scientists, and everyday people like you and me. It's a question that cuts to the very core of our being, asking us to look beyond the tangible, beyond what we can see and touch, and to consider the possibility of something greater. It's not a question with a simple answer, but rather a journey of discovery, a journey that invites us to explore the very fabric of our reality, the purpose of our existence, and the source of all that is. Today we embark on this journey together. We will not be looking for blind faith, but for reasoned belief. We will explore 4 compelling lines of evidence that, when woven together, create a powerful tapestry pointing toward a divine creator. We'll start with a question as old as philosophy itself, the cosmological argument, which asks, where did everything come from? Then we will venture into the heart of modern science, marveling at the delicate balance of our universe. From there, we will walk the dusty roads of history to examine the life of the one who is almost unanimously believed to be the single, most influential man that ever lived, and the undeniable mark he left on the world. Finally, we will investigate the most influential book ever written, the Bible, and consider just how reliable it really is. This is not about dogma or doctrine. It's about opening our minds and our hearts to the evidence that surrounds us. It's about a personal quest for truth, a quest that I believe can lead us to a profound and deeply personal understanding of the universe and our place within it. So join me. Let's set aside our preconceptions and, with an open mind, step into this grand exploration of philosophy, science, and history. Let's ask the big questions and see where the answers lead us. Let's start at the beginning. Not just the beginning of our day or our lives, but the beginning of everything. Every effect we witness in our daily lives, according to science, must have a cause. This is one of the basic laws of physics that has been discovered by modern science. A glass falls because it was knocked over. A plant grows because a seed was planted and watered. This simple, intuitive principle, that things don't just pop into existence out of nothing for no reason, is the very foundation of scientific inquiry and rational thought. It's a rule that governs our entire observable universe. Now let's see what modern science tells us about the beginning of the universe. For centuries, the prevailing scientific view was that the universe was eternal, that it had always existed. But over the last century, a series of stunning discoveries, from Einstein's theory of general relativity to Edwin Hubble's observation of receding galaxies, has led to an overwhelming consensus. The universe is not eternal. It had a beginning. This moment of creation is what scientists call the Big Bang. About 13.8 billion years ago, all space, all time, all matter, and all energy burst forth from an infinitesimal point of unimaginable density and heat. Everything we see, from the farthest star to the device you're watching this on, can be traced back to this singular, explosive moment. The universe began to exist. So if it is true that everything that begins to exist has a cause, and it is true that the universe began to exist, then the logical conclusion is inescapable. The universe must have a cause. This is the heart of the cosmological argument. It's not a leap of faith. It is a deduction based on 2 premises that are widely accepted, one in philosophy and one in modern cosmology. But this leads us to a fascinating question. What kind of cause could bring an entire universe into being? Modern science claims that matter cannot be created, nor can it be eternal. Energy also cannot be increased in the universe, nor could it exist eternally. There is nothing in our universe capable of causing matter and energy to appear without going against the laws of physics or even quantum physics. Everything in this universe is made out of matter and energy. But if matter and energy cannot create more matter and energy, we must arrive at the following conclusion. Since this cause created all matter and energy, it must be immaterial and unimaginably powerful. Since it created all of space, it must be spaceless or transcendent. Since it created all of time, it must be timeless or eternal. A spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful cause that brought the universe into existence. What does that sound like to you? It sounds very much like the classical definition of God. This isn't a God of the gaps, a placeholder for something science hasn't yet explained. Instead, it's a conclusion that flows directly from the scientific evidence we have about the universe's laws of physics, or in other words, of what is possible. Some might ask, well, what caused God? I will answer it directly. There is one thing that I will point out about God and the universe. The only reason the universe cannot be eternal is because it would break the laws of nature. God existed before the laws of nature were created. God is the uncaused first cause, the eternal reality that grounds everything else that exists. This is a concept that philosophers throughout history, from Aristotle to Aquinas, have grappled with. They reasoned that if you trace the chain of causes and effects backward in time, you can't have an infinite series of causes. An infinite regress is logically impossible, like a train with an infinite number of boxcars but no engine. There must be a first uncaused mover to get the whole chain started. The Big Bang Theory provides scientific backing for what these philosophers concluded through reason alone. It points to a definite beginning, a moment before which the physical universe and its chain of causes did not exist. This requires something to stand outside that chain, something to initiate it, something that is itself uncaused. This first cause cannot be a natural force or a physical law, because those things came into existence with the universe. The cause must be supernatural, existing beyond the natural world. It must be something that possesses the will and power to decide to create a universe from nothing. A mere set of conditions isn't enough. There must be an agent that acts. Consider the implications. The universe is not an accident. It's not a brute fact without explanation. Its very existence points beyond itself to a transcendent source. The fact that you are here, thinking about this question, is a consequence of a chain of events that began with a cause that is powerful, timeless, and personal. This is a profound realization. It shifts our perspective from seeing the universe as a random, unguided process to seeing it as the deliberate act of a creator. It suggests that our existence is not a cosmic fluke, but is rooted in a purpose that predates time itself. The echo of that first moment of creation still reverberates through the cosmos. And so, the cosmological argument doesn't give us the entire picture of God, but it gives us a powerful starting point. It takes us from the observable evidence of the cosmos to the logical necessity of a creator. It's the first brushstroke on a canvas suggesting a mind, a power, a reality that transcends our own. It is the first reason on our journey, a reason grounded in both ancient philosophy and cutting-edge science. If the beginning of the universe points to a creator, the nature of the universe points to a designer. Imagine you're walking on a deserted beach and you find a watch lying in the sand. You wouldn't assume that the wind and the waves randomly assembled its gears, springs, and hands over millions of years. The complexity and precision of the watch would immediately tell you that it was made by an intelligent designer for a specific purpose. Now let's turn our gaze from the watch to the universe itself. What we have discovered over the past 50 years is that our universe appears to have been exquisitely fine-tuned for the existence of intelligent, interactive life. Like the watch on the beach, the fundamental constants and quantities of nature are balanced on a razor's edge. If they were altered by even a hair's breadth, life as we know it would be impossible. This is what's known as the fine-tuning argument. It's not an argument from ignorance, but an argument from what we know about physics. Let's look at just a few examples. There's a force called the strong nuclear force, the force that binds protons and neutrons together in an atom's nucleus. If this force were just 5% weaker, only hydrogen could exist. No stars, no planets, no life. Then there's the force of gravity. It seems powerful to us, but on a cosmic scale, it's incredibly weak. If gravity were just slightly stronger, stars would burn too hot and too quickly for life to develop on any surrounding planets. If it were slightly weaker, stars and galaxies would never have formed in the first place. The balance is breathtakingly precise. The ratio of the electromagnetic force to the force of gravity is another example. If this ratio were altered by just 1 part in 10 to the 40th power, that's a 1 followed by 40 zeros, the universe would have been hostile to any form of life. To visualize that number, imagine covering the entire North American continent with dimes. Then, stack them until they reach the moon. Then, do that for 1 billion other continents. Then paint 1 dime red and hide it. The chance of finding it is 1 in 10 to the 40th. This precision is not limited to a few constants. Scientists have identified dozens of these anthropic coincidences, from the initial conditions of the Big Bang to the properties of carbon and water. Each one is a necessary condition for our existence, and each one is wildly improbable on its own. The combined probability of all these constants falling into the life-permitting range by sheer chance is so infinitesimally small that it beggars belief. So how do we explain this extraordinary fine-tuning? There are three main possibilities. The first is physical necessity. Perhaps these constants had to have the values they do, that they couldn't have been different. However, there is nothing in our current understanding of physics to suggest this is the case. The constants appear to be independent of one another and are not determined by any known law of nature. The second possibility is chance. Perhaps we just got incredibly lucky. Maybe there are trillions upon trillions of other universes, a multiverse, each with a random set of physical constants, and we just happen to live in the one that worked. The problem with this idea is that there is currently zero direct evidence for a multiverse. It is a metaphysical idea, not a scientific one, proposed to explain away the evidence of fine-tuning. Even if a multiverse existed, it wouldn't solve the problem. A multiverse-generating machine would itself need to be incredibly well-designed and fine-tuned to produce universes in the first place. So you don't eliminate the need for a designer, you just push the problem back one level. It's like finding a highly complex machine that produces watches and concluding that the watches don't need a designer. This leaves us with the third and most straightforward explanation: design. The reason the universe is so perfectly calibrated for life is that an intelligent mind designed it that way. Just as the complexity of a watch points to a watchmaker, the fine-tuning of the cosmos points to a cosmic designer. This conclusion is not based on religious texts, but on the hard data of physics and cosmology. Think about the sheer elegance of it all. The same laws of physics that allow for the formation of galaxies and stars also allow for the intricate chemistry of life. The properties of the carbon atom, which allow it to form the long, complex chains necessary for biological molecules, are a direct consequence of the fine-tuning of the fundamental forces. It's as if the universe was built with us in mind. This realization can fill us with a sense of wonder and awe. We are not cosmic orphans in a random, meaningless universe. We are inhabitants of a home that appears to have been prepared for us. The laws of nature are not arbitrary. They are the finely tuned framework that makes our existence possible. And so, the fine-tuning argument provides our second powerful reason for belief. It takes us from the intricate details of physics to the logical inference of an intelligent designer. When combined with the cosmological argument, a picture begins to emerge. A universe brought into being by a powerful creator and meticulously designed with a purpose that includes you and me.